welcome to another episode of the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. I am a little bit behind, as I told you all. I spent the weekend covering women's basketball tournament, so I have just gotten an opportunity to get to this video, and that has to do with Napheesa Collier and her response to Angel Reese after Napheesa Collier and her Lunar Owls defeated Angel Reese, Lexi Hall, Brittany Sykes, the whole Rose BC team over there again in Unrivaled. So remember, the Lunar Owls had been undefeated. This is Napheesa Collier's team. Napheesa, I'm a straight up baller, Collier. Oh, I like that. I didn't plan that. That was spur. Let me try that again. Napheesa, straight up baller, Collier. Her team had not lost at all, just wiping the floor with everybody. And then they came up against Rose BC one particular evening, and they got the first loss. Compliments of Rose BC. Angel Reese, well, let's just say she chose, instead of winning and just celebrating with her team, she decided, I think it's a pattern with her, apparently, she decided that she was going to mock the Lunar Owls fans, mock the Lunar Owls, and their call in particular. So the Lunar Owls, whenever they win, which is a whole lot, they do the hooty-hoo, the hooty-hoo thing. Yeah, it is kind of funny, but that's what they do. That's their thing. So when Angel Reese won, I did a video on this. So this is just a refresher. I'm in my teacher mode, right? As a teacher, this is what we call a review. So I'm just reviewing this because I know most of you have already seen it. But there's a reason. I'm laying a foundation for a purpose. So this is what Angel Reese did after she and her team dealt the Lunar Owls the first loss. The only loss, by the way, at this point. So you can see the hooty hoo up to the crowd. Brittany Sykes is behind her talking to the crowd. And when I did my video after that, I talked about a few things because I think that was the game. Angel Reese was all up in the official's face and all that as well, and her coach's face as well. And in this situation, I talked about how it's important to when you lose, you want to lose with class. You don't want to whine about it. And some people have managed to do that. You would think that's the harder thing to do than to win with class. But for some people, it's not. And, there's competition, being passionate, but then there's total mocking of other people. And I'm on record then as saying, I don't think that was the right thing to do. And from what I understand, Lisa Leslie, who's been working with Angel, had said the same thing from what I read, if we can believe the internet, because I didn't actually see the video of it, but I read that Lisa Leslie felt the same way and voiced that. It was just not necessary. You get one win against this team and you go off the court totally mocking them, Brittany Sykes as well, whoever else was doing it. I didn't like it. And one of the things that I pointed out, beyond the fact that I just don't like it, is that teams don't forget. They remember. This becomes locker room fodder, and chances are you're going to have to face that team again. And particularly a team with the talent that the Lunar Owls have with Napheesa Collier and Skylar Diggins-Smith, who's an absolute, she's just serious. Like, y'all think that this league is a joke? Some people think it's a joke. Well, for many of these players, it is not. I know for some it is. They kind of come and go and whatever the case may be. But for some of these players, they're serious about this. And so for her to do that with a team with that kind of talent, you're going to face again, you better be prepared for what comes. First of all, it's just kind of beneath a player, I think, to do this. Just go celebrate with your team. That's you don't have to mock the other team. You just go celebrate with your team. That's what should be done. But since you did it, you know there's going to be some feelings involved in this. And Skylar Diggins, the game that the Lunar Owls played after Angel Spectacle, Skylar Diggins-Smith had this to say after their win.
Our club has been carrying this league since day one. And, we've been taking it serious. We made everybody raise their level of play. And tonight we show why we still number one. So it's still hootie-hoo!
She was sending a message there. That wasn't a rematch against Rose. That was just the next game and their next win. And she was making a point. Yeah, it's still hootie hoo because we're still number one. We've been carrying this league and we made y'all raise y'all. Excuse my, slack English. We made y'all raise y'all level of play. She was sending a message. So the other day, those two teams, Rose and Lunar Owls, had to face again. And you knew from the jump that this was serious. It was so chippy. It was edgy. Even Lisa Leslie and the gentleman who's calling the game with her, I think it was Glasheen is his last name. I think it's Brendan Glasheen, but don't quote me on the first part, but Glasheen. A lot of times when they're doing these games, like Lisa Leslie will be like, oh, the physicality, I love it. Oh, the competition, the competitiveness, I love it. Oh, the dog nature, I love it. But over and over again in this game, it was so chippy. She nor Mr. Glasheen was saying that. It was like, ooh, you kept hearing the word chippy. It sure is chippy out there, because it was serious. The Lunar Owls remember what Rose said and what Rose did. And Rose, as the second team underneath the Lunar Owls, were approaching playoffs, and Rose is underneath. The Rose team wanted to prove something too. That we meant what we said, the hootie hoo, and we're about to bring it. Well, they got it brought to them, and they ended up losing the game. I'm going to show you how the game ended, and I'm going to show you Napheesa Collier and what she does toward Angel Reese after the Lunar Owls defeated Rose.
Gray may have nearly poked it away. 8 to shoot. Diggins-Smith matched up by Gray. Sykes took a fall. Collier wins it. 12-1. Lunar Owls. Queen Bee delivers.
Look at Napheesa Collier's attitude, y'all. Look at that face.
Gray may have.
Listen. Here's the thing. This is we're gonna look at this again, but here's this what makes this so sharp. So this is what makes this stand out so much, because everyone knows Napheesa Collier is like the most likable player in the WNBA, and by extension, the unrivaled. Remember, she's a co-founder here. Napheesa Collier just plays ball about as probably better than every person. I would put her ahead of Asia Wilson. Napheesa Collier is just, you guys have heard me do videos and where I say she's a grown woman among little girls, but her game is so understated. She's so smooth with it. Next thing you know, you blink and she's got 30 on you. She's just so good. She's got a fadeaway that's unguardable. Her defense is top notch. She's an incredible basketball player, but more importantly, she is a wonderful person, it appears. Just extremely likable. But right there, she did not appreciate what Angel Reese had done. She did not appreciate what Rose did, because after that shot, you never see this from Napheesa. At least I have never seen it. She's like, I don't know what she said, but she's walking over to her and leaning over toward her, and like she's saying something there. Look at that again. I mean, she went right to her after that basket. Check it out again.
Sykes took a fall. Collier.
Look, she got a little hop. Let me go back. She got a little hop on her. She got a little hop to her. All right, look at that. Look at that. Hold up.
Gray psyched up by
Takes the
Gray.
shot,
Sykes
number
took
24, my number, by the way. So represent. Here
the
she goes.
ball. Collier
Boom,
wins
little
it.
bounce to her. Goes right on over there and said, Angel never, ever looked over, but she did all that. And then she still, after she did what she did, she goes to her team, celebrates with her team, but look at that face. Oh, yeah. Don't mess around with me. I'm fake. That mess was so funny. Shot right there. Little bounce. Oh, yeah. And the reason why it's extra funny is because Napheesa Collier is clearly like not like kind of person, right? She's about as mild-tempered, you know, you don't get the sense that she grew up hanging out in the streets. And it just is funny because you can tell, because it's sort of like that person who never really is trying to confront anybody, not used to like, let's go. And yeah, here she is. She's like, like that's what she got in her back. So it's kind of funny, but it was serious. Like, these players did not appreciate what Angel Reese did, mocking them and all that. And so they brought it back to them. And I say good, because you're supposed to win with a certain amount of class, and you don't mock people's fans. You don't mock players. You just take your win and say, hey, tonight we were the better team. But yeah, it was just funny because that's just so not Napheesa Collier. But it's going to be interesting because one more game of regulation, I believe. And that's tonight, Monday night, March 10th, in case you're watching this later. And then we get into the semifinals and the finals, and the top 4 teams make the playoffs. Right now, they have 3 teams already positioned for the playoffs, and 1 team already eliminated. And then you got 2 teams battling it out, and that should be decided tonight. So I just thought that whole thing was funny, and hopefully a lesson for Angel. But to give Angel some credit, here's, an Angel can run her mouth, but she took it. She dished it out and she took it. So when Napheesa came and did like that, Angel didn't even look back. She didn't even look. She was kind of, I think, probably frustrated anyway at how things were turning out. Seemed like she was kind of on edge the last couple games, but she dished it out before with the mocking. And she didn't whine, at least not there. She didn't complain. She didn't turn back and clap back. She just walked off. Just kept it moving. Hey, if you're going to dish it, you got to be able to take it, because Napheesa Collier brought it. Let that be a lesson to you, boys and girls. Play your game. Let your game do the talking. Mocking other players after they lose, not cool. And sometimes it comes back and bites you in your shorts. Just a lesson, free of charge. All right, what do you think? Did you catch that? What do you think about Napheesa Collier? What do you think about Angel? How she handled it, what she did in the first place, and then how she handled it over there on Unrivaled. I know a lot of you haven't been watching, but I think it might pay to just kind of tune in for the next few games. The season is going to be over in just a moment. Don't let it end without you at least seeing one game. Listen, I'm doing my part to try to help with those ratings. I'll catch you next time, God willing. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. God bless you abundantly.